I and my team members will be talking about information system, strategic planning, and project management. My name is Akishelu Nyopeyemi.
Oko Sandra. Obiem Timtayo.
Zainab Aderiali.
Project management is the application of processes, methods, skills, knowledge, and experience to the project acceptance criteria within agreed parameters. There are 5 processes in which projects can be managed. The first one is initiating. This includes activities like defining the project, identifying the manager, and the key stakeholders. Next, we have planning. Here, a proper breakdown of the project is being carried out. The third one is executing. Here, efforts are being coordinated in which tasks are delegated to different people. The fourth one is monitoring. Here, the process of the project is being monitored to ensure it is developing properly. The last one is closing. Here, the project has been produced and the stakeholders validate and approve them. There are 3 key differences between project and process. A project is temporary, while a process is permanent and repeated. A project is unique, while a process is streamlined. A project is uncertain, while a process is predictable. There are also 3 constraints to a project management. First is cost. This comprises of all the financial resources needed to complete the process on time. Second, we have time. The time constraint refers to the project schedule for completion, including the deadlines for each phase of the project. The last one is scope. The scope of a project defines the specific goals, deliverables, features, and functions, in addition to the tasks required to complete the project.
A project manager is a specialist who plans, organizes, and carries out projects, adhering to constraints and of the budget and the timeline. So what are the characteristics of a project manager? What should we look out for in a project manager? Strong leadership skills. So a project manager should be able to lead his team members and also explain to them on how this project is going to go. Then we have excellent communication skills. They should also have outstanding people skills. That means they should be able to relate to people very well. Also, technical competencies in project area. They should have the knowledge of the projects they are working on, good listening skills, strong team building skills, excellent presentation skills. They should be able to present their ideas clearly, good problem solving and critical solving skills. They should also be able to answer questions that come up during the project. Then ability to balance priorities, stay organized, and keep the team on track. So also we have the project management software. What's the project management software? So a project management software is a software for project planning, scheduling, resource allocation, and change management. So it's what are the features of this project management software? Like, why do we use project management software? So for a project management software, it helps to manage time, it helps to manage people and resources, and manage costs.
This is the administrative process for organizing and supervising the delivery of services in an organization. It has 5 phases. We look at the project initiation phase, project planning phase, project execution, monitoring and control, then the closing. When we talk about the project initiation phase, that's the introduction of the objectives, the procedures. We talk about creating a list for the stakeholders. Then we go to project planning. We look at establishing of the parameters, we establish the project plan, the direction of where the project is heading to. Then project execution, you provide the resources for the project, you carry out the procedures used in the initiation plan. Then we look at project monitoring. Then you monitor the cost, you train the staffs, you ensure that the plan is followed, and you track the process. Then we talk about project closing. That's delivering of the deliverables of the project. We deliver the project output, and we compile our learnings.
Strategic planning for information system is the process of identifying a portfolio of computer-based applications that will assist an organization in executing its business plans and realizing its business goals. So whether these strategies are like for low-cost leadership, product differentiation, or something else, the strategic plan for information system should be closely aligned and used to guide decision making. Here are some of the major factors and areas that the plan covers. We have the organizational vision, the principles, and the policies. We have project portfolio management. We have disaster recovery and business continuity. The organizational vision, principles, and policies. This deals with how resources are allocated and the vision and principles that drive an organization. It's also like the procedures and the workplace culture of an organization. And we also have the project portfolio management. This part of information system involves planning and decision making. And like when you're talking about project portfolio management, that's like the kind of project that you should go into, the kind of project you should focus on, and the kind of things you'll be gaining from the, whether it is worth it or it is not. And we also have business disaster and continuity. We are talking about business continuity, that's how to keep a business running during times of disaster and maybe any other thing like maybe liquidation, bankruptcy, all this kind of stuff. Then business disaster, the kind of disasters that can happen to a business.
Reasons why projects fail: we have poor planning, lack of communication, lack of stakeholder involvement, and scope script. Poor planning, this is inadequate planning before the commencement of the projects. Also, we have lack of communication. When informations are not communicated effectively to the workers involved in the projects, it will lead to the failure of the projects. Also, we have lack of stakeholder involvement. When the manager and the leaders are just, project manager, they're just doing their things by themselves without involving the stakeholders, the staffs involved in the project, this is going to lead to the failure of the project. Now, we have the factors that contribute to the success of the project. We have the organizational factor, we have the project management factor, we have the people factor, and we have the external factor. The organizational factor, this is talking about asking questions, to ask questions about if the project they're embarking on tallies with the organizational goal. So we also have the people factor. This is bringing in people that are competent enough to work on this particular project. Also, now we talk about human elements. Human element, this is talking about the cognitive biases that can affect the strategic planning. And these are, we have the anchoring bias, the overconfidence bias, the planning fallacy, and the insight bias. The anchoring bias, this is the tendency of relying on one piece of information, that is the first information that you received, and while ignoring other informations that you actually got, then just relying on one, and this will actually lead to the failure of a project. We have the overconfidence. When you are too confident in one particular information, you feel okay, this particular one can work for it, and all of that, ignoring other things and all of that. That's talking about the overconfidence. Then we have the planning fallacy. This is about how long you think you need to do a task. Like, you've done this task before, but you still feel okay, this time is not enough, or this time will not be enough, without being sure of what you are doing. That's talking about the planning fallacy. So that's all about the human elements.